What's up, guys? It's your girl Makenzie, and I am back with another video. It is 2025, so happy new year to everyone. Today I am going to be doing a kind of like a sit down video. I haven't done one of these videos in forever. I'm basically going to be explaining my job occupation. Currently I am a nurse extern, and I just got a request to do this video to explain like what a nurse extern is, like what all do they do, like tips and advice, like how do you get on, all that stuff. So I'm gonna be sharing all the information with you guys, telling you guys my journey, my process, how I became, what all I do, what does my day-to-day shift look like, etc. So without further ado, let's get it, let's go. Ooh, y'all, I had to turn the fan on because it's finna get hot in here. I had like a little list in my notes. Hold on, let me pull it up. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? I know I ain't delete that thing, bruh. I know I did not. Hold on. Never mind, y'all. I found it. I thought I had deleted. I had got scared for a minute because I typed down all this little stuff. This is just like little, you know, like little notes and stuff. First, what is a nurse extern? And we're gonna go based off of Makenzie PD, okay? A nurse extern is basically a nursing student that gets to shadow behind mainly just a registered nurse. Every day when I come into work, it's like a day in the life of a registered nurse. Shadow behind the nurses. We get to, you know, assist with different nursing skills. I will also like kind of classify as being a paid nursing school clinical. So for, you know, mostly everybody knows that nursing students, like when we have clinicals and stuff like that, we don't get paid for that. Like that is just like strict, you know, requirements, hours and stuff that we have to get done in order to graduate. So we don't get paid for that. So being a nurse extern, you get paid for that. So I would say it's like a paid clinical, but it's not associated with our school, if that makes sense. A lot of people ask, like, you know, how do you become a nurse extern? Like, what all requirements do they require? So of course, different hospitals require different things. For the most part, anywhere you work, you have to be a nursing student. Like, this is not something for just the open in the public. You have to be in nursing school. Y'all gonna hear me keep saying this. Like, different schools, different hospitals require different things. So with my nursing school that I'm at a community college. And so my community college basically requires that you have to be in your third semester of nursing school in order to become a nurse extern. So my nursing program is 5 semesters long in order to become a registered nurse, and 3 semesters if you want to become an LPN. But they will not start accepting people until you like officially pass your 2nd semester. And the reason why they do this is because they want to make sure that you have enough skills. Let's just put it like this. If you're a 1st semester nursing student, you know, most of the times you're going to be taking fundamentals or like introduction to nursing or whatever. So you're not really going to get a chance to do a lot of nursing skills and stuff like that your 1st semester. So they're not going to want to hire a nursing student that hasn't had much experience in school, right? So some schools will not allow the nursing students to become externs until their last semester. So like I said, it really just depends on your school and the hospital and like what all they want. It just depends. But for my nursing school in specific, you have to be in your 3rd semester in order to become a nurse extern. Not all hospitals have a nurse extern program, so you really just have to kind of look into the hospital where you're working at, ask around. You can look on the website or whatever and just see if you have externs, and if so, then boom, you can become an extern there. My next point is just talking about different floors and different areas. So everyone knows, like in the hospital, there's so many different floors, so many different areas you can work. You have your emergency nursing, so like your ER nursing. You have the OR, which is the operating room where they go and they do surgeries. You have the PACU, which is where, you know, you do your recovery after surgery. You have med surg, which is your basic adult health. You got OB, you got labor delivery, you got the baby nursery, you have the NICU, you got pediatrics, you got the ICU. You have so many different areas, different floors, and some hospitals are bigger than others, but you have so many different facilities. Mental health, like a lot of different places that you can work. So go ahead and get a head start. Like if you're not in the nursing program yet, or maybe you are in the nursing program and like you're just not, you know, far along enough, start thinking about what floor you want to do. As far as the hours, because that's another like frequently asked question, you can, and I know y'all tired of me saying this, it just depends on where you're at. So the floor that I work on, my manager is very laid back, she's very chill. The floor where I work on, you can work however long you want to work. Like if you want to come in for a few hours, you can come in for a few hours. If you want to stay 12 hours, you can. Like for my floor, it really doesn't matter. Now some floors are different. Like I have friends like in my nursing program who says that they're required to work 12-hour shifts, and I have some friends that say like they can't come in whenever they want to. Like like I said, my floor, I could come in at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon if I wanted to and leave at 7. A lot of managers want you to come in, like if you're going to do day shift, a lot of managers want you to come in like right at 6:45 so that you're getting rapport with the oncoming nurse. But like I said, some managers don't care. They're just like, hey, like get here whenever you get here. If you want to get here whenever you come out of class, you can. If you want to come in later on, you can. Like every nurse is different. I mean, every manager is different. If you're heavily like deep in the nursing program, I would personally say stick with doing like 8-hour shifts. But if you just like a money maker, like sometimes, like, you know, I'm just like, okay, I just want a little extra money, I will just go ahead and do a 12-hour shift, but it'll be like on a day where I actually have time. So like a weekend or a holiday break or something like that. Like Christmas break, I was working so many 12-hour shifts. Spring break like just passed, I worked a 12-hour shift. But I don't just like work 12-hour shifts every single day because I'm in school and I really don't have time. Like I have to study and I have a second job that I go to. So it just really depends on you and how many hours you want to get in. Usually you can choose between days and nights. The next question is, what all skills are externs allowed to do? Because y'all may be thinking, well, what the world do you do whenever you go to work? Like you just stand around? You do. So of course you are allowed to do basic nursing skills. I ain't even gonna say basic, you're allowed to do nursing skills. That's why they allow you to do it later on, like once you get about halfway through your program, because they want you to be able to do skills, you know, under the supervision of a nurse, of course. So skills, you know, you can give shots. Some hospitals allow you to start IVs, some don't. My hospital does. You know, discontinue IVs. You can insert a Foley catheter. You can do wound care. You can do tracheostomy care. We are allowed to do pretty much any nursing skill under the supervision of a nurse, except give medications through an IV. So y'all know, usually like in the hospital, you know, they had an IV in and the nurse will push like medicines and stuff through the little line. We're not allowed to do that because that is very like high risk. That's very dangerous. Next area that we're going to jump into is, what kind of extern am I? So I did do a YouTube vlog, and that was actually like my last YouTube video that I did was on like I kind of showed y'all a little bit of like my extern job and stuff like that. I am a OB nurse extern or labor and delivery nurse extern. So where I work with OB, everything is tied together. You can do labor and delivery, you can do postpartum, which is like, you know, caring for the mother after the birth. You can do you can work in the well baby nursery, you can help with triaging. So there's so many different areas, which is what I like the most about where I work. It's not just labor and delivery. Like the only thing I do is help out with deliveries, or the only thing I do is mother baby, or the only thing that I'm doing is in the nursery. It's everything tied in one, and that's what I really like about it. And I know some hospitals it's like broken off, like you can't do all of it together. You have to just stick with one area of it. So my hours that I do, I was doing day shift. I switched to nights because I kind of think that I like nights a little bit more. And with me being in school, I can kind of study a little bit more throughout the day. I have been doing nights for the past few weeks now, and I love it. Like I feel like personally, no shade, but like I kind of like the people on nights a little bit better. So now we'll jump into like what all kind of things have I gotten to do. So I've gotten to do a lot as an OB nurse extern. A lot of people think in labor and delivery you don't do nothing, like, oh, the nurses don't do nothing, they just sit around and they just get to hold the babies and yada yada yada. No, that's not true at all. I have seen plenty of deliveries. I have gotten help out with plenty of C-sections. I have done vital signs, of course. I have given shots and vaccines to the mother. I have started a lot of Foley catheters in the mother. I attempted to do like a butterfly stick where they like stick your vein and like draw your blood and stuff like that, but I didn't get it. I have gotten to like look at the contractions and stuff, giving pills, of course, like giving meds and stuff like that. Worked in the nursery because I told y'all the nursery is one of the areas that you can do at my floor. So I love working in the nursery. Of course, in the nursery I get to hold babies, feed them, change them. I've done plenty of baths with the babies, vital signs. Those are just some of the basic skills that I have gotten to do. Now I guess I will kind of talk a little bit about like my process and my journey as a nurse extern, what it's looked like ever since like the moment I've applied all the way up until now. And I'm gonna just shorten it down so it's not too long. My second semester of nursing school, which was last summer, the coordinator over the extern program at my hospital came out to my class and they told us like, you know, everything we need to know about becoming a nurse extern. So they told us we could go ahead and start applying, and they would look at, you know, calling you in for an interview, all that stuff, right? I went on and I applied. So I applied on the hospital website. I remember applying at the very beginning of the week, and I actually heard back from them within like 2 to 3 days. So I ended up getting an email from the coordinator. She told me, like, you know, you're accepted as a nurse extern. Could you like schedule time to come in and talk with me, and you know, what area are you interested in? So I emailed her back. I was like, hey, you know, I can, like, I'm super excited about this. And I said, I would love to work in labor and delivery because that's the area that I'm most interested in. So when I sent her this message, she ended up emailing me back and said, hey, they do not have anything open in labor and delivery. So she was like, we do have something open in med surg. So I told her, like, okay, that's fine, because at the end of the day, I was just ready to go ahead and become a nurse extern. So I was like, it's fine, like I can start off in med surg and then hopefully like transfer once they have something open. So anyways, I think like next week or two, I ended up going up there and I did like a little mini interview with the coordinator. So then she told me my orientation date. Excuse me, because you gonna have to go through orientation. She told me my orientation date, my potential start date, and then she let me go and meet my new nurse manager. So we went, met my nurse manager. Like I said, I was working on a cardio neuro med surg floor, something like that. It's like something with the brain. Like, to me, it just wasn't interesting, but again, like, that was really one of the only floors they had open at the time. And during orientation, we just basically, you know, just went over the general rules, requirements, things that we were and were not allowed to do. We actually did like a skills checkoff process where we had to like go through and like show, we had to show our coordinator that we knew how to take vital signs, we knew how to like give shots and stuff like that. Like, we had to go through like some different skills, and we had to like pass the skills in order to continue or whatever. We did take a handwritten test, I think, and we did like a little bit of computer training that day, but it did not take long at all. Like, I think I got there at like 7 or 8 in the morning, and I was out by lunchtime. And this was back in August, so like the very beginning of August, like right before my 3rd semester, I actually went ahead and started externing. So I started working, like I said, on that med surg floor, and I only worked on that floor for 3 weeks, y'all. 3 weeks before I transferred to my dream floor. Ain't God good, okay? I worked on the floor, didn't really care for it. Again, the nurses, like, everybody was cool, but I just knew like that wasn't my interest. But 3 weeks went by, and you know, school and stuff was back in. I ended up having a clinical at labor and delivery at the place where I work at, and I ended up, you know, talking to the manager or whatever, and she told me that they actually had some positions open. So that was when I ended up transferring, and I ended up starting where I currently work at. On my official start date was September 28th, and I've been there ever since. And I absolutely love it, and I'm not going nowhere else, and that's where I want to work at once I graduate. My first day, like, on OB, I think I worked on a Saturday. So I told you it was September the 28th. I worked on a Saturday. I came in, and my manager had already told me what nurse I was going to be working with. So I ended up finding the nurse that I was working with. She was cool. We ended up having a delivery that day, so I actually got to like help out with the whole delivery process on my first day. So first day was pretty cool. As of now, your girl's still an OB, nurse extern, doing nights, and yeah, that's where I'm at now. So the last part of this video is just basically going to be like some tips and advice that I would give to you as a new extern coming in. First tip would be, like, advocate for the area that you want to work in, okay? I just told y'all that there's so many different areas that you can do in the hospital. So if you know you don't want to do med surg, and okay, let's say maybe they're like, well, this is all we have open. Go ahead and accept it, because that's what I had to do. But like, try hard to, like, you know, find the manager on the floor that you want to work on. Advocate for the area that you want to work in. Don't let people tell you, oh no, that floor is full. Like, a lot of times people lie. You got to go and you have to advocate for where you want to work. Always try to find something to do. Like, I'm not saying you got to like break your neck. Like, you know, if you just generally do not have anything to do and you just like, okay, I'm tired, like I've been up for a while, take a rest. Like, you know, it's not gonna hurt nobody if you just sit down and take a little break. But like, don't be the lazy extern, because I hear a lot of nurses too say that they don't like externs who like don't ask questions, don't engage, like they just sit around and look. So try to like engage and like ask questions. Even if you feel like I don't even have a question, just try to come up with something in your head. That way the nurse that you're working with will know that you're interested, and that this will like open up another door of trust for them. Always try to find busy work. You want to like really show like this is like an interview for like where you're going to work at once you become an RN. So if you know like this is the floor that I want to be on, like try your hardest to work hard. Like always try to find something to do, always try to find something to learn. Like even if the nurse that you're working with isn't having a lot going on, try to go find another nurse, you know, and just be like, hey, like can I help out with this, or can I come watch this? Always try to find something to do. When I first started, I kind of was struggling, like just the type of people on the floor can sometimes be a little bit harder to like make friends with, or like they can be kind of harder to like open up to externs and nursing students, and not every nurse wants to work with a nursing student. That's a big struggle. Just know that it'll get better over time. If you like struggle with making friends, or you struggle opening up and stuff like that, it'll get better. The more and more you work, it'll get better. Find a nurse that you like working with and stick with them. Like try to, you know, find their schedule, like ask them what days do they work, and then try to come in on the days that they work if it works like that, you know. I'm just gonna go ahead and be honest with y'all. When I first started out, I was working med surg. A lot of people was telling me, because I used to tell people all the time I want to do labor and delivery. So I'm just gonna go ahead and be transparent. A lot of people was telling me, you're not finna get on that floor. That floor is full. You're black. You're not gonna get on that floor. That floor is, you know, full of this race group. There ain't no black people on that floor. You're not gonna like it. They're not gonna want you. This and that, da 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 da. Right? People used to tell me that all the time, and like, I'm not gonna lie, it did demotivate me. And for a moment, I just used to think like, maybe I will never be able to be this kind of nurse, because everybody that I talk to, people are like, I tried to get on that floor plenty of times and I didn't get on. Like, don't let nobody demotivate you. You can do anything you put your mind to. And that's not to be cliche or nothing, but I'm just stating the facts. Let me be inspiration, especially for girls that want to go into OB, labor and delivery, NICU, that kind of area. Don't let nobody demotivate you. Just because you black, or just because you a different race or whatever, that don't mean nothing. You can do anything you put your mind to. So don't let nobody tell you nothing different. But get on the floor that you want to get on, period. You can try as hard as you can. If you know you want to be on that floor, you deserve to be on that floor just as much as the people that's already working there. So don't let nobody demotivate you. My last tip, again, and I'm gonna stress this, and I already said, work hard, okay? Don't be the lazy extern that sits up at the desk, is on their phone, talking on the phone, not engaging, none of that. Work hard, okay? But that is all for this video. I hope you guys have taken in a lot of things. If you guys have more questions, please feel free to comment me, or y'all can like DM me or whatever on Instagram or TikTok or whatnot. You can reach out to me and I will be open to answering any questions that you may have about externing. But that concludes this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn my post notifications on, follow me on my social medias in the link in the description box down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.